Hey guys, this is gonna be a breakdown video of this trade that I took. Um, Made me $1,700, and it was a 1 to 2.5. Um, so if I do drag the screen here up a little bit, you guys can see at the bottom right, 1,702 to be exact. So that was the trade, the winning trade that I had today. Um, So first and foremost, obviously we saw this giant drop right before 9:30 to be, or right after 9:30 to be honest. It was um, right around here. So I had initially taken a buy. I want to say, let me look at my Discord really quick. Um, at 2133,500. And this was 33500. Stop loss was 21268.25, and take profit was 21,459.25. So initially what I had seen here was this shifted market structure on the 5 minute. Right, so I wanted it initially to sweep these lows on the 15, these equal lows on the 15, and it did that exactly. So then I dropped down to the 5 minute after that sweep, saw this push up, broke this high here a few times, but we broke this high here this first time. I didn't get in, right then and there to begin with, just because I didn't like that it didn't close above. So I waited a little bit, wait a little bit, and then come around 9:35 or 9:30, excuse me, I had dropped down to the 1 minute, and I had said that at 9:30 we could potentially trade into this 1 minute FVG, which we did. Where's it at? Yeah, right here. And that was my entry right there. So my entry was on that 1 minute FVG. I wanted it to trade down lower so I can get a better entry and then target these equal highs here on the 1 hour that have been there for quite some time now. These equal highs up here. So target a little bit past that because I did want my 1 to 1.5, but I was expecting these relative equal highs to be taken out. And then obviously did trade down into that 1 minute FVG. We were in profit for a little bit, never closed above here. Same thing with this candle, opened up in profit a little bit, closed bearish, and then it just melted shortly after that. So that was my first loss of the day and my first trade of the day that resulted in the loss. So after this melt, right after this melt, I kind of told myself that we were just going to continue selling off the same way we've been doing the past 2 weeks. Honestly, if we look at the past few days, or the past week, we've been selling off since pretty much since Thursday, February 20th. So it's been about a week. Every day this past week at 9:30, we just start to sell off. So I immediately expected that to happen as soon as these buys were invalidated. So I was not expecting price to come back up here into this fair value gap, just because it would have to retrace a good amount. And if it did retrace it that much, and get all the way up to this fair value gap on the 15 minute, if it did trade back up from down here all the way up to here, then there could have been a possibility that we could, what is going on, that we could do something like this and then continue going higher. So I was not expecting price to come back up there at all. But this is what I did see. So once this 15-minute candle closed, I drew out this fair value gap and I drew out the midpoint of it, right? At this point in time, I had dropped down to the 5-minute and I got in at this candle, which was the 10:15 candle. So once this 10 a.m. candle closed, 10:15 opened, traded immediately back up into this 15-minute fair value gap. And as you can see, for the next 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 candles, we respected the midpoint of it pretty well. My stop loss was at, because I had moved it down when I went into profit, my stop loss was at 2083975. So 201 23175. Sorry. So it was a 1 to 1.5. But again, we were respecting this midpoint of this FVG. So I had I was okay with letting this ride and letting it do what it did, right? So we spent quite some time in this trade since 10:15 all the way up until 2:30 p.m. where it just dropped at 2 o'clock here. At 1:30 it just started dropping immediately. But right at this point, right when we got to I want to say this low right here where it has this SSL. When we got here, I had lowered my stops here, or where you guys saw it earlier, right there, just to cut all my losses in case it did reverse, which it did reverse. It traded back up in here and then eventually sold off. Once we broke these lows, then I put my stops at break even and I let the rest ride. But overall, like I said, it was a $1,702 trade. I put on my executions, you will see. So this was the buy right here that we lost. Sold off the contracts in this candle here. Oh, I'm sorry. Sold off the contract in the same candle. Bought in the same candle, the same 15-minute candle. Sold off same way because we hit our stop loss. And then here, 3 contracts sell here. Once we got to these lows, I added another contract, so a total of 4 contracts, and then obviously played around a little bit, and then boom, it just dropped off extremely hard, and we closed out the trade there for a total of a 1 to 2.5. So overall, this was a great trade. I did get back this loss, and I did kind of get back into a good position to pretty much end the month with this account. Unfortunately, I did not take this trade on my Top Step accounts, as I only took 1 trade, which was this losing trade. So I did not want to overtrade with those accounts. This week has not been the best. In the morning, I trade New York session, and pretty much every trade that I've taken this morning or in the morning New York session this week has been a loss. And then the majority of the trades that I have taken on the PM session have been winners. But I take it on my personal account. I don't take it on my funded accounts just to not expose myself to too much risk on those accounts. Obviously, we know how easy we can lose those. So I take the PM trades on my personal account, which I can withdraw pretty much anytime I want. So I prefer to take it on those accounts. So yeah, that's pretty much it. This was a little breakdown. It was kind of super simple, especially if we've been heading one direction after a certain time every day for the past week. Because I mean, look at this. It's been horrendous. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I will be live tomorrow. I was not going to trade today, but then I saw the setup in the morning. Obviously shouldn't have taken it, but I took it. And then I saw the setup in the PM, which was a little bit better and gave me more confidence than the first one. But I will be live tomorrow morning, as always, at 8:30. And that is pretty much it for this video. So hope you guys enjoyed. Peace out.